Shalom, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do rule and teach well in this truth. And shalom to all the brothers out there that are pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. This one is going to be called We Are the Prophets, the same as old. And this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, starting at 31 and going to 32. For ye may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn, and all may be comforted. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. And there you go, right there. Salaki, let me turn on this right before I start. The spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. And the best precept we can get for this is actually out of the Old Testament, the book of Ecclesiastes. We'll start with the first chapter. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. It says, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So there were prophets of old, just like we're prophesying now. The same spirit is back today. Just like the video I have up, the elder Yashawamba from the GMS Dallas campus going into, that spirit of the Chaldeans is back here in Babylon the Great. When the original Chaldeans, the original Chaldeans were Cushites. But today the Chaldeans are represented by Esau Edom. And the Chaldeans were really a priesthood of the Babylonian Empire. So the witches and the warlocks, the ones that would put out spells, the ones that would do all types of abominations, like the elder was expounded upon, Elder Yashawamba. All these theories were being made up, the Big Bang, evolution, and really a theory is just a question to the Most High. It's just it's a question you beg, you ask, but it has no backing, and that's why they have this thing called the scientific process, and the whole point behind it is trying to prove their theories. But getting back on point, you have that same spirit back today, that same wicked spirit, just like you have the same spirit of the prophets. Isaiah was preaching prophecy back then about the downfall of this current kingdom, just like Isaiah's back today through the spirit. Habakkuk is back today through the spirit. Daniel's back today through the spirit. Jeremiah. And let me actually go to the third chapter. This one I want to get from here too. This is Ephesians chapter 3. And I'll start at verse 14. It says, I know that whatsoever, and I'm going to read it verbatim, God doeth, or the Most High Power doeth, it shall be forever. So he spoke this word. He spoke the word of prophecy. The downfall of this current nation known as America, which in the scriptures is known as Babylon the Great. The downfall of this wicked kingdom, or this wicked queendom, because that word queen goes back to whore. So this wicked whoredom, where all abominations are seen as righteous, and all righteousness is seen as abomination. He spoke the destruction of that place. So it's not like now that we're thousands of years ahead of what was said, that anything's changed. Like it says, I know that whatsoever power doeth, and that includes speaking the word, prophesying, it shall be forever. And then what is that? Return unto me for it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's a lot. is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. And it says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void. And this is Yahweh speaking to Isaiah when he was breaking down, can water fall from the sky and then return the opposite direction? He was basically saying, giving parables to his word. He's saying, once my word goes out, it does not return unto me void. Meaning it doesn't come back to him meaningless, with nothing behind it. If he says something, it will happen. And as it continues, but it shall accomplish, accomplish that which I please. And let me get that word shall, actually, just to make sure that I'm not misunderstanding. Because you got a lot of people out there that believe that, oh, I mean, he said that, but the phrase is, what year is it? It's 2019, or we're in 2019, or it used to be we're in 2018. Well, nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. Here we go. The word is tazalach, and it means to rush, to advance, prosper, make progress, succeed, be profitable. So like I said, it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So going back to Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, 14th verse, it says, I know that whatsoever power doeth, or God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And the Most High doeth it, that men should fear before him. And this goes into, just real quick, as we think of Revelation, the last chapter. It's 21st. It's the last chapter. Revelation chapter 22. Call Allah Yahweh Salaki took so long for that, but this is Revelation 22, verse 18 and 19. It says, for I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. So if you want to add unto prophecy like, all the nations can make it, the Gentiles, it's talking about all the nations, Cornelius is an Edomite, things like that, then the plague shall be added unto you. Because it's clear through the Spirit that this was only meant for Israel, the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of the patriarch Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. And if you do not descend through your father's seed, through the lineage of your father, if you do not descend from one of those 12 tribes, you do not receive the promise. So if Cornelius was able to receive the Spirit, If the Most High told Peter to go receive Cornelius, and they supped, and the Spirit was with them, that by default would make Cornelius an Israelite. Not through faith, by heritage, by blood, and then by faith. Verse 19, and if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. And right now you have the biggest, for lack of a better term, the biggest mark for this, the one who's been marked for certain death and extermination, is Esau Edom, trying to take away his judgment from the book. You have Bibles that literally have the book of Obadiah removed, because the book of Obadiah is prophesying only against Esau Edom. I could get out the book of Obadiah right now just to show you. And as a matter of fact, we'll see what the end of Obadiah says. It's actually my favorite book, and not because it's the shortest. Not because it's the shortest book, but because it's one of the most powerful. It's to the point. It doesn't hold punches. It tells you point blank period who it's talking about, what it's referring to, and that there's no escape. But I'm just going to go to, I'll start at the 15th verse. It's Obadiah 1 and 15. It says, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. So just like you wanted to put us on some ships, have us laying on top of each other, head to toe, catching diseases on a 1.5 year long trip, defecating on each other. Then once the ones that survived made it, immediately shackling them on the shores, abusing them, forcing them into labor. Now, yes, this is our punishment. But the way that Esau treated us, mishandled us, and it wasn't just the so-called Negro, the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. It was all the tribes, all 12 tribes. They did this to the northern kingdom first. Christopher Columbus not paying for his atrocities against the northern kingdom. And like it says, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Slavery, one of the biggest things that shall be recompensed on your head. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. So the reward, as Esau would put it, the so-called white man would put it, is we taught you how to read, write, and we civilized you. That's their reward. But in other words, they indoctrinated us. They deteriorated us as far as telling us what to say. We don't call each other by our nationalities anymore. We call each other black and Mexican and Jamaican, or excuse my language, my nigga, or my G, or my boy. Or we don't ever subscribe as a nation, because we here. I know we at Great Millstone do this, but we hardly as a nation, speaking of the nation of Israel, refer to each other as brothers and sisters anymore. Or Akim and Akhwafi. Verse 16. Oh, and actually back to that point, the same thing's going to happen to Esau Edom. They're going to be calling each other bywords. Well, we're not going to call I'm going to call them. I'm going to let them know who they are every day. I'm going to have a separate byword for them. monkey maybe, but I'm gonna let Esau Edom know each and every day who they are, because I think that's a perfect fit. No, like it says, they're gonna get exactly what they gave to us back returned to them. So yeah, I'm gonna have bywords for them. They're gonna be some choice words, but letting them know who they are first, and it's just reminding them that they have a due date after their captivity has been paid. Verse 16, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so just like you did to the nation of Israel, all the 12 tribes, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. And that goes for, just like it says for Esau, it's going to go for the heathens. You heathens are going to get it too. You're going to be put in subjection. But nobody's going to be lower than Esau either. True, I'm going to have Lord willing, if I am of that number, I'm going to have a gang of Hamites specifically just for correctional purposes. So if any Edomite gets out of line, you go talk to my correctional enforcers, as they would call it, the police, my police. And if Ham gets out of line, I'll do it. But it says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. So unlike the rest of these heathens, we're like I said in Deuteronomy 7, we shall be separated. The word holy means separate, pure. And we shall possess their possessions, their land, their wealth, their woman. Because yes, a woman is a possession. And don't get it twisted, because everybody has it in their mind, oh, I'm not an object, I'm a human being. That effeminate spirit. Nobody has a problem when somebody takes care of a car and calls it a possession. Or takes care of a boat or a house. That's a possession. As long as it's being taken care of, everything is good. The same goes with a woman. Yes, she's a possession, but that's no need to abuse your possession. You have to take care of the things that you own. It's an extension of you. It shows who you are. So if you have a home that's been run down, people are going to assume that, hey, it's a reflection of who you are, that you're run down. If you have a wife that's constantly being abused, it's a reflection of you. Either you abuse yourself or you're abused, to the point where you have to bring it on your possessions. But yes, we will possess the other nation's woman for concubines, not for wives. And concubine really means lesser wife, but not a wife to take on their beliefs and their traditions. Just a wife for service. And 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And if you don't know what stubble is, look it up, because I personally love the outdoors and I love to camp. I'm one of the brothers that likes that enjoys nature, and my job when I camp usually is to get the fire started before nightfall hits. Well, one of the things you need to use is dry kindling and stubble. It's really good for catching fire quick. That's what stubble's good for. It's good for keeping the fire going, and it catches real quick. Combust. There we go. It's highly combustible. So, like it says, if the house of Jacob shall be a fire in the house of Joseph, basically it's talking about the southern and the northern kingdom, or the nation of Israel as a whole. And the house of Esau is stubble. That means we're going to burn them up, destroy them with ease. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. So it goes to show you, like we said, this is the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world calls God, and Yahushua being the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And I can't stand using that name. But just to let you know that those who do subscribe to those false pseudonyms, those false names, you'll be judged if you don't repent from that heavily. But continuing, and there shall not be in any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it. And just as we got in Isaiah, I want to get it one more time, because people have it twisted. Oh, Esau's done away with. Oh, yeah, no more Edomites. Well, if that was the truth, because this is an end prophecy, and I'm gonna go back to it. Then Israel would be in its proper state. The heathens would be in subjection. There would be no wars. There's a lot of prophecies that have to happen before all of Esau is destroyed. But this is Isaiah 55. It's like 55 and 11. It says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. That's plain. And this is the biggest reason why people don't read their Bible. Because, I wish God would talk to me. He talks to you through his, first off, he speaks to you through his prophets. And if you're not a prophet, he doesn't deal with you at all. Not directly, at least. Slakia. Because like I said, if you aren't a prophet, he speaks to you through his prophets. But he deals with his prophets more directly. Through dreams. The biggest thing being the comforter, or the spirit. Visions. But I'm going to get that one more time. This is Obadiah 1:18. I'm going to read from the top. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them, and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For Yahweh hath spoken it, and they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. So basically we're going to have the heathen under subjection. And it's not just going to be Judah. It's going to be all 12 tribes, the nation of Israel. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites. We will be put back in our land, even unto Zarephath. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. And the Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be your house. And those saviors are talking about the judges of Israel, the elect, the 144,000 more specifically. And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau. Not just the elite. It says the whole mountain, representing the entire nation of Esau. And the kingdom shall be your house. Shalom.